Hello, and welcome to Podblivion. I'm your host, Void, and joining me as always is my co-host, Cassie, my sister.
Hello, everybody.
This is a video podcast where I play a sort of semi-relaxing game, and we talk about stuff. What usually happens is we rotate between 3 different topics, 1 topic per episode. And but this time we are actually switching up the order because this is the final recording session of Podblivion Season 1. So we are, we've got 3 more episodes planned, and then that's it. That's the end of Season 1. And we will discuss more about what that means at the end of the last episode. But yeah, as you can see, I am, before we get into the topic, I'm at the fairy fountain.
Okay.
I want to show you this. I've been busy, because the goal is to have completed 100% Tears of the Kingdom before, the season ends. So I just want to show you this.
Oh, wow.
I have actually, in fact, upgraded every piece of armor in the game.
Wow.
Yep.
You have been busy.
Yep.
That took a lot of grinding.
It did. The other thing that I have done is I have...
Ooh, 92 of 92.
That's for creatures, 110 for monsters, materials, equipment, treasure.
Wow.
Yep.
Nice.
So I went to Robbie's and I just sort of bought the rest of the entries.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have been busy. I wanted to make sure that we get everything done in these last 3 episodes.
Nice.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sort of go and get some koroks and do other things while we talk. All right, so Cassie, so this episode, instead of starting with the Zelda episode, we're going to be starting with the episode where the topic tends to change between sessions. So we call this like a wildcard episode. It's, well, not entirely wildcard, but, it's more random. And I've been trying, for these wildcard episodes, I've been trying to think of something that has happened between recording episodes that we can talk about. Like, stuff along the lines of things we've been doing in our free time, like along the lines of, like, shows and movies, video games, My original plan was to talk, I was thinking about, okay, well, what have we done? And earlier in the month, what we were doing was I was watching Squid Game.
Yes.
And you were watching The Terror.
Yes.
And I was thinking, okay, we could do a horror Wait. We've already done 2 horror episodes for the last wildcard episodes.
Yeah.
So I was like, do we really want to talk about horror again? I think it's kind of getting stale. I don't know. I mean, like, it wouldn't be about cosmic horror. But still, like, it's got to be, like, there's a reason we refer to this as the wildcard episode. It should ideally be something different in each recording session. So that was going to be my original plan, but something else happened, luckily, that gives us something else to talk about. You or Dad? You found something in the house that was sort of buried in the back behind a bunch of stuff, and it was something that I forgot I had, I knew I had at some point, but I didn't know it was still...
Oh, this would have been Dad.
Okay, yes, okay, so, but you were there in the room.
Yeah.
So, what you found was a Spider-Man comic.
Mm-hmm.
I had this memory of a trip we took, and I think it was to Yellowstone, and I had a memory of, as a souvenir on the way out, there was a store that we stopped at, and I got a Spider-Man comic. And I remembered looking at it.
That's where you got that from?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
But this was many years ago.
Well, I remember that Yellowstone trip, but I don't remember you getting the Spider-Man comic as a souvenir.
Well, that's the only place I can remember getting a Spider-Man comic from.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So I remember looking at it in the car, like it was dark out, and struggling to read the pages as the lights flashed by the windows. Mm-hmm. And then I never remembered anything past that, of that comic. It was just gone.
What?
So, yeah, but then you found it, or rather, well, Dad found it, but I'm just going to say the collective you.
Yeah.
And it turned out, wait, yeah?
Sorry, did you, like, immediately lose it? I'm confused.
I have no idea. I don't remember any memory of it past that.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know, man. Like, I was really young. I was like fleeting in and out of consciousness.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Fair.
We're all fleeting in and out of consciousness at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it came back, and it turns out that it was actually not a singular comic, but it was a collection it was like a whole volume of Spider-Man comics.
Yeah.
And I have it here. And yeah, here it is. I'll put a picture down for the viewers to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, this volume, it's issues 44 through 65 of the original run of Spider-Man.
Okay.
Like, we're talking like the 60s.
Is it okay that you didn't start from the beginning?
I think it is, though I will say there's a few things that surprised me about this. Like, I was expecting like something like, you know, like how Judge Dredd is, where you've got all these like bottleneck episodes where there's not a lot of like continuity between, like, yeah, like you've got some things that carry over, like you introduce a new character, they start showing up. We do have story arcs, of course.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's just like, this is Judge Dredd, this is what he does, you know, he has different adventures, and there's not really, you know, a whole lot of continuity at all. But what I've noticed with Spider-Man, and this was a pleasant surprise, because I was assuming the same thing. It's like, yeah, it's Spider-Man, and, you know, we know Spider-Man, and I know all these characters that are in the Spider-Man stories, and I just figured it's going to be like, okay, this happens, and Spider-Man saves the day. This happens, Spider-Man saves the day. But there's actually, like, hella continuity in this.
Oh.
It's pretty, like, I was not expecting it at all. Like, okay, so for instance, Spider-Man faces a supervillain. In the fight, Spider-Man hurts his arm. Spider-Man stops supervillain. Next issue, his arm is still hurt.
Oh.
Yes. It's like tiny things that flow directly from issue to issue.
Okay.
It's not just like, yeah, sure, you've got some like multi-parters where the same villain takes multiple issues to defeat.
Yeah.
But then like there are still like they acknowledge that this happened recently in the next issue.
Okay.
Like Spider-Man is still sick. Spider-Man hurt his arm. J. Jonah Jameson published the newspaper article he said it was going to publish last time. And it's just like it's a continuous story. Mm-hmm. It's quite interesting. Like I didn't expect this at all. I didn't think it was just going to be like a TV show on print.
Yeah. I guess the one thing I would mention to that is if they want to just do one-off Spider-Man hurt his arm and then in the next comic they're like, oh, his arm is fine. Maybe they reference it, but there's like a time skip so that his arm has healed.
Right, yeah, well, there wasn't a time skip, though, really. Like, they actually, like, the moment his arm is healed, it happens in, like, the next issue. It's like, I can take this cast off now.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's really, it densely flows.
That's actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I just assume with Judge Dredd, for example, that there's just time skips. And that's definitely, not probably, it's definitely what's happening. There's just time skips.
Right.
Because something happens onto the next thing, and maybe they'll reference stuff in the past, so there's continuity with that. But it's not directly, like, next day.
Right, yeah.
So.
No, it's pretty much like, yeah, I don't think there's, like, I think the most you'd see is, like, a week, maybe, of a time skip.
Okay.
But it's really like just flowing continuously, and it's not just the story of Spider-Man, but it's also the story of Peter Parker. And so there's developments in both worlds happening, and with overlap, of course, because that happens. Things get messy for Spider-Man.
Yeah, and things are happening constantly too. Which
like,
makes sense.
I mean, like, you know, new supervillains show up, some supervillains return. God, dude, like, okay, so the volume starts at issue 44, so there was only 43 issues that happened before this, but they've already like had like a butt ton of enemies of supervillains have been introduced prior, because like since there's like an annual edition of Spider-Man that's lopped into this volume, which is like a special edition. They showed like all the different supervillains that had shown up so far.
Yeah,
there's like over 6, so like it's pretty dense in terms of like what's happening. Green Goblin's already happened, and Sandman's already happened. Bunch of different villains have already happened. Not all of them have happened, but a lot of like the groundwork for like the Spider-Man movies has already happened. Yeah, so there's the stuff happening with Spider-Man, but also like with Peter Parker, there are constant developments in his life.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised to learn that I always assumed that like the bulk of Spider-Man, because like, you know, he's usually in high school in like adaptations.
Yeah.
The bulk of the comic is actually him in college.
Really?
Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess makes more sense in terms of like what the character looks like. He looks older. He looks of college age. So he is actually of college age and going to college in the majority of the comic run.
Is it possible that when they adapted it into a film, they made it high school so it's more relatable with a younger audience?
Well, I remember it starting in high school, but if I remember correctly, I feel like every continuity of Spider-Man in film transitions to him in college, right?
I don't remember.
I mean, I really want to rewatch the movies now because I do remember the high school years, but I remember at some point there's like in one of them he has like an internship.
But you could do an internship in high school too.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of I don't know. I feel like at least in the Tobey Maguire continuity of Spider-Man, I feel like he transitions out of high school at some point.
Okay.
He definitely does in the Tom Holland's continuity in the MCU. I do remember like he's got like a roommate, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm learning a lot about there's a lot of things I didn't assume really about older Spider-Man. What else? I'm losing my train of thought.
I actually have a question for you. Do you think they would ever reboot Spider-Man again and have a different actor other than Tom Holland?
I think they're gonna try and stay the course as much as they can of Tom Holland. The next movie has been announced, I think.
Yeah.
It's called like Brand New Day or something like that.
The only reason why I ask is because I am familiar with the celebrity world, and you know that I like keep on top of that. Like I watch podcasts that are more related to celebrity social media stuff, and they say that Tom Holland, once he settles down and wants to have kids, he plans on completely like stopping acting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
then it's going to happen at some point.
Right. I mean, I guess I know that I think he's acting him and Zendaya because they're engaged. I think he's acting as much as possible right now before.
Oh, I completely forgot he was engaged with Zendaya.
Yeah.
Holy, you know what? I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, because I was thinking about this other real life fiction pairing lineup.
Yeah.
That I know of. I can't tell you right now, though.
Okay.
It's because like you're going to see this at some point, I think, and I want you to be pleasantly surprised when you finish it and find out that they are a couple in real life. But anyway, I was thinking about that. Like, wait, is he? No, he's not. No, he's not. I was like,
yeah.
No, there's no way he and Zendaya are. No.
Well, fun fact. Apparently, all of the main leads when filming Spider-Man fell in love.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
All of them?
All of them.
So you're telling me Tobey Maguire and his MJ?
Yeah.
You're telling me Andrew Garfield and whoever was...
I think Gwen. It wasn't MJ, it was Gwen.
I kind of grimaced at that because we all know what happens to Gwen.
Yeah.
In that one. But,
yeah, that was the darkest Spider-Man of all the versions.
Yeah, anyway.
So yeah, it was Tobey Maguire and his MJ, Andrew Garfield, and Gwen, who I think, what's her name? Emma Stone, I think, played Gwen.
Oh, that's right. It was Emma Stone.
And then Tom Holland and Zendaya. Now, the one exception to that is Tom Holland and Zendaya are the only couple to, like, get engaged. Like, all the other previous couples they dated, but they didn't end up together. But what's funny is that I'm pretty sure the producer or director warned Tom Holland and Zendaya, don't fall in love.
Too late.
All the previous couples fell in love and started dating when filming. Don't do it.
There's something about just having that chemistry between your characters that, like, if you really start to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, I think some people, like... I think most actors are good about having especially if they're with other people and like married or whatever, they can separate acting from real life. But then also if you're both single and you're spending a lot of time together, you know, there's the whole theory of proximity where if you spend a lot of time with someone, you could develop feelings and fall in love.
Right.
So
I mean, it's honestly great.
Yeah. Anyway.
Happy for them.
Yeah. But yeah, so going back to our main topic, that's why I asked if you think they're gonna reboot it again, because
it's possible. It's like definite actually.
I feel like
it is inevitable.
Has Tom Holland had the most movies out of all the Spider-Mans?
At this point?
Like, or like even counting making appearances in
yes,
the MCU.
if you count appearances in movies that are not about him per se.
But he was still there, you know?
Yeah, like, so yes, I would say, well,
was Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, were they in more movies other than their own three trilogies?
Well, they were. I don't know, I mean, we can't really say why if people haven't seen that particular movie yet.
I mean, I would hope they have.
But I mean, it's a pretty big thing to be surprised by. I would respect it if no one had seen that movie yet.
But on the same token, like, Tom Holland, he's like, the whole MCU universe and all that wasn't happening yet when the Spider-Man movies were coming out.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that was pre-MCU, yeah.
Okay, so mainly they've just only been in those three.
Right.
Okay.
Well, so no, Andrew Garfield had 2. Tobey Maguire had 3.
I forgot there was only 2.
He only had 2.
I could have sworn Andrew Garfield also had 3.
Nope, it was only 2.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I only have to sit through 2 depressing movies if I decide to rewatch it.
I mean, I don't know. They're okay.
Yeah.
They've got their up moments.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, by the way, the other I know we're not talking about Judge Dredd right now per se, but I did remember something that you mentioned last time we recorded, and you were talking about the Blood of Satanas story arc.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, when's there ever been like a guy drinks a potion, he turns into something?
Yes.
And I was like, well, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, obviously that's definitely like the earliest example.
Yeah.
But I thought of another example. Does the name Kurt Connors ring a bell to you?
It does.
Well, let me jog your memory here. Kurt Connors, scientist. Accident happens. He loses an arm. Wants to get his arm back. Thinks that since he's studying a bioengineering field or something like that, thinks that if he gets reptile DNA, he can grow his arm back. Becomes the lizard.
Spider-Man.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's another example of that happening.
And with Kurt Connors, does he just always stay? Does he go back and forth? Or does he always stay the lizard?
Well, it's funny you mention that because I was reading this, like the very first issue in this volume that I've been reading through. It's about the lizard, but not the first time it's happened.
Oh.
The story was apparently following the events of Spider-Man taking on the Rhino. And in order to stop the Rhino, Kurt Connors pitches in, and he handles a formula to bring the Rhino back to normal. I don't know what's going on with the Rhino. He's a villain I don't really know that much about.
Okay.
But so it turns out that while handling the chemicals, just the fumes entering his nose was enough to set up the transformation event in the future.
Huh.
So like he turns back into the lizard, and he has to be stopped again.
Huh.
Yeah. So he can turn back on special occasions.
Okay. So maybe that's where I've heard it from, Kurt Connors, because I think when I was specifically referencing in Judge Dredd, this guy, it's like, oh, you consume something and then you turn into a monster, but then it was specifically not just you turn into a monster and stay the monster, but you can go back and forth.
Right.
Sort of.
Yeah. I mean, and in that he was like a T-Rex man hybrid, which was really close to the lizard actually.
Okay, so maybe that's where I got it. Oh.
Okay. Watch. Jeez, you think there'd be less people riding horses anyway.
I from what I saw, it looked like the guy just appeared out of nowhere.
Oh, he did? Okay. Well, I can always go back and look at that. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So there's other... What else have I learned?
I'm actually pretty shocked to find out that most of the Spider-Man movies are based off of, like, early renditions of this comic.
Yeah, like most of the groundwork is already there.
Wow.
I think I even looked up it was in my in doing research about the comic when I discovered that that most of the Spider-Man movies are adapted from the early stuff. Like, aside from Venom is actually later. He's like a later game villain. But yeah, most of the other villains, they are pretty early on. So yeah, I've been reading through this and I've been really surprised at just the overall quality.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's 60s. It's dated. Yeah. A lot of the villain designs are, they're pretty dated. They differ from the modern designs.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man's, his design actually hasn't really changed that much over the years. The costume has stayed the same relatively. Like,
I guess to be fair, even in all the reboots of the movies, the costume stayed relatively the same.
Yeah. They made gold.
Yeah.
With that design, so they just didn't really change it. Now, I forgot to formally introduce this volume. It's called The Amazing Spider-Man Essential, Volume 3. Meaning, like, it's, I guess that just means it's from the original run, and it's what you need to know, all the groundwork, the original stuff. And they show the other essential volumes that you can get of other superheroes on the inside cover.
Yeah.
And you got, like, Thor, the Avengers, Wolverine, Fantastic Four. They all have their own essentials. And I was looking at the covers, and, I forgot that some of these older designs for other Marvel superheroes aren't that great.
Yeah.
Like, most of the Avengers had really goofy designs. Even Iron Man, like, he looks really cool now, but, like, his armor it looks less like plate armor and more like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like...
Was it like a leather suit or something?
Just carefully open up that front cover, and he should be upper right.
It reminds me of Superman.
Yeah, like he's got like iron tights or something.
Like, it's like Superman with the tights, but they're just shiny.
Yeah, they're just part of the armor. I don't get it. I don't know if I could get past the design for that. It's yeah, I don't know.
It almost looks like that's his skin, even though it's not, and he just like oiled it up.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's very weird. What else did I want to say about this? But I mean, yeah, the comic it's surprisingly good. Like, the writing is great. I can see why Marvel caught on as quick as it did.
Yeah.
Why it expanded into a whole franchise.
Yeah.
Because the comics start strong. And I would, it's definitely, honestly, I mean, I hate to diss on our boy Judge Dredd, but Marvel did it very well.
Who started all of this? And also, was it like a group of people branching off and doing their own thing and then combining the stories, or
who started Marvel?
Yeah.
Well, it's like Stan Lee and
oh, okay.
Stan Lee's like I think he's a co-creator for everything.
Okay, so Stan Lee and then like a group of his friends back in the day just kind of started these comics and created all these superheroes.
Yeah, and and like they put down their groundwork for like the main superheroes, but then like later on more characters are added. Like they didn't come up with every character on the spot. They made new heroes as time went on. You got different generations of. Okay.
Okay. Did the comics come out in any particular order? Like, did they pop back and forth between superheroes and putting out comics for them?
Yeah, I mean, this is why I haven't, I've strayed away from starting Marvel or any superhero comics for that matter, because I do know that they have a lot of characters.
Yeah.
And, yes, characters start off with their own comic lines, but then you've got, groups that form, you've got cross-comic events that happen, but then you've also got, different comic runs. So, eventually, a comic run for a particular character or a group of heroes will end, but then there will be a revival later on under different leadership. So the comic technically is still going, but it's just that you've got a brand new chapter, like a season almost.
Oh.
So you do have. This is something I kind of forgot about superhero comics. While yes, Judge Dredd is really straightforward, and it's only like the one hero, and I think there's one or two spin-offs, if at all. But with Judge Dredd, there aren't really it's not really divided up into runs of a comic, because it's all 2000 AD issues.
Yeah.
Or later on, it turns out he gets his own magazine, Judge Dredd magazine, which runs alongside 2000 AD. Because the character is by far 2000 AD's most popular character.
Yeah.
But it's not divided up into runs, whereas superheroes, you've got different comic runs. So just with Spider-Man alone, and I was doing research here, so the original run is, old school Spider-Man, starting in the 60s, and that goes for a while. And then you've got, another run, like in one of the later runs, you've got certain events that happen, and I think Venom is introduced in a later run, so separate from the original run. And obviously Stan Lee has been overseeing, I think he oversaw everything up until the point that he died.
Yeah.
But you have multiple stop and start points for not just individual heroes, but for groups of heroes, different versions of heroes, because they do, alternate universes. They do different storylines. Is
it all continuous, or is it reboots within the comics?
You can have runs that are constant, like a continuation of runs that came before. You can also have reboots. So you can have both. I guess it's just a matter of doing your research and finding out what's what.
Is all of it canon or no?
To an extent, it can all be considered canon.
Okay.
Because you do have the multiverse. That's a thing.
This sounds like...
It's a twisted web. No pun intended.
Yeah.
But it's not like people have to read everything. Mm-hmm. Because there's characters from other Marvel comics that come in, and it's like, okay, well this is a thing that's happening, and maybe I'll check that out. Maybe I won't. I do think that it is unless you're like a superhero fanatic, the chances of you being interested in literally everything Marvel has to offer are very slim. Because I am grasping more of an understanding of what Marvel comics like what the different the appeal of the different characters. Spider-Man, even in these older comics, the stories are of the same nature as the adaptations, because the character in his stories are about juggling responsibility and dealing with the hardships of day-to-day life.
Yeah.
That is something that happens even in these comics. And that is a core value of the character, that they always use that value in every Spider-Man thing ever. If you're not using these values, it's not Spider-Man. That's why his villains are so great. I'm realizing that most of Spider-Man's villains that he fights, the ones that are just he is fighting, they are usually a character that has some connection to his personal life. Which makes it more interesting when he has to confront them as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Think about it. Green Goblin, he's always been Norman Osborn. Norman Osborn is the father of Harry Osborn, a good friend of Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Kurt Connors, the scientist. Peter is friends with him.
Oh.
Even Sandman, I don't know if this was his story in the original comics, as I haven't read it, but in the movie they make it so that he's actually connected to the death of Uncle Ben. So a lot of these characters have some connection to Peter Parker's life in some way or another, and that adds to the ongoing theme sort of Spider-Man.
Yeah, I guess the coincidence of that though is crazy to me.
Wait, which coincidence?
Of all of them being connected to Peter Parker.
Well, yeah, most of them. Though the really good stories are and I don't think every villain was in the original comic connected, but that's what makes great Spider-Man stories. And I think that in most of the Spider-Man movies, the villain has some connection to Peter Parker in one way or another. And that's what makes for a great story. That's what makes a Spider-Man story.
What does it say about Spider-Man, though, that he has these connections to all these people that turn out to be villains?
Don't worry about it.
What's going on with his friends?
It's just the writing. It's just the writing.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about this. Oh shit. I was thinking about this, and man, I almost had an Indiana Jones moment there.
Yeah.
Man, what if I just put in the beginning of the Indiana Jones theme at the start? Anyway, I was thinking about all the different villains that have been in Spider-Man movies. You've got Green Goblin, obviously. That's an easy one. Father of a friend, and I guess to an extent a family friend.
Yeah.
Dr. Octopus was a family friend. Otto Octavius like before he had the accident, he was a friend of the family, or rather Peter's friend. Sandman had a connection, like kind of like of the third degree.
I guess I just don't understand how all of these people can be family friends or so close to Peter Parker and just
it's just the nature of the
go downhill.
It's just the nature of his stories. It's why I think it's just why. No, it is tragic. But see, in the comics, there is not a whole lot of death. Like in the movies, it's like, okay, this villain died.
Yeah.
This villain died. This villain died. In the comics, no, he helps them. And I mean, I guess that leaves room so that they can, like, you know, be that villain again in the future.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I mean, I haven't observed any villain deaths so far. But yeah, and then like you move on to okay, Venom, not really. I mean, Venom, Eddie Brock as Venom, not a personal connection. But Venom is like, I think Venom's one of the only villains that is less of a connection to Peter's personal life, more of a twisted reflection. So he still is sort of serves as commentary on the Peter Parker character in Spider-Man, but just in a very different way. Who else was in that? Who else was in Spider-Man? Oh yeah, Harry Osborn becomes the new Green Goblin. That's no brainer. But then also like in the Andrew Garfield movies, Kurt Connor's friend of Peter Parker, and Electro is someone that he knows, like from work.
Do they ever explain why all these people go downhill? I mean, I'm sure they all have a backstory and like motive, and this is their villain arc or whatever.
I mean, that's pretty much it. It's backstory and motive.
Right, but do they ever explain like why this is continuously happening? Like, I guess I just feel like, you know, like you kind of are who you surround yourself with when it comes to friends. And so if all of your friends are like shitty people... No,
it's not that they're... Okay, no, they have tragic backstories. Like, okay, I mean, I think you gotta rewatch the movies.
Okay.
They have good intentions.
Okay.
Like, Norman Osborn, he like developed an alter ego because of an accident. It's almost always accidents.
Okay.
Like,
I guess I'm
it
forgetting.
is tragic circumstance. It's not like I was always this villain. Screw you.
Okay.
No, it's like no. It happens like as he is Spider-Man, and he has to like kind of cope with that. And
got it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean the movies are definitely more tragic. At least for the first two Spider-Man. With Tom Holland Spider-Man, that's less of a trend.
Yeah.
And like, okay, if we're spoiling anything for you guys, sorry, not sorry, I guess. These movies have been out for a while. I guess if you're not interested in Spider-Man, you can always like not listen to this episode.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen Venom or like the most recent Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
There was like Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man Far From Home, or whatever.
No, you've seen No Way Home.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
What is the most...
There's Homecoming and Far From Home.
Okay.
Homecoming was the Vulture, played by Michael Keaton, who, by the way, fun fact, was the first Batman in Batman movies.
Okay.
But yeah, and that's another example. The Vulture is definitely not connected to... I know this is certain because I have read a Vulture story in these older issues. Definitely not connected to Peter Parker originally. But what they did was that he had a love interest in Homecoming. Do you remember this? Mm-hmm. Okay. He had a love interest in Homecoming, and what happens is it turns out that love interest is related to the Vulture. He just shows up at his house. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?" He's like, but obviously since the Vulture doesn't recognize Peter Parker without his mask on, like he's just like, yeah, you're pretty cool. But like obviously Peter recognizes the Vulture because the Vulture like had his mask off at some point or his helmet off, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, like even though that character wasn't connected originally, they did that because ultimately that's what a good Spider-Man story is. You've got some sort of a connection between the villain and the hero. Mysterio in Far From Home was sort of a commentary on Spider-Man's relation to Iron Man. Like, because Mysterio was kind of like the fallout of Iron Man. I forget if that was before or after Infinity War. Spider-Man,
He's in New York.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
There's no, it's all like real cities in Marvel.
Okay. I wonder if it relates to proximity too. Like, maybe he has a relationship with all of these people to some degree because You know, like it's the whole concept of like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon or 6 degrees of whoever.
6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if it relates to that, where a lot of the villains he's fighting are located within close to where Peter Parker lives, meaning it's people in his circle.
I mean, I don't know.
Because you're going to run into like the same people over and over again in your own city block.
It's just like the effect of, it's just a superhero syndrome, I think.
Okay.
Just like, you know, villains crop up around you. It's just how the stories are written for most superheroes.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I've honestly, as a result of me reading these older Spider-Man comics, I've kind of had a rekindled fire for watching for like superhero stuff. Like, I mean, I don't have any current plans, but like I have been thinking about like, okay, well, damn, there's all this superhero stuff I still haven't seen. Like, not like the more recent Marvel stuff. Like it's either good or it's not. But there's a lot of stuff that's been out for a while that I still haven't gotten to.
Yeah.
Like X-Men.
Oh.
I think I've only seen the first 2 X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the movies, there's animated shows, just a lot that's on my list, that's been on my list.
Why did you just hit that bush?
I don't know. So what I've learned from reading older Spider-Man, I kind of like have a not just like a newfound appreciation, but like a understanding of Marvel. Like, I finally understand that, like, Marvel makes something for everyone. Like, one point I was like, oh, I gotta read it all. But now I understand that, like, there is a group of characters for everyone. And chances are, if there is any, like, superhero that you know of, that, like, if you've seen the movie or anything, chances are that the older rendition of that superhero is going to be up your alley. So, Spider-Man, his stories are and have been always about responsibility, juggling that, dealing with, you know, your own problems as well as the problems of your superhero. That translates across every Spider-Man story. So if you like current Spider-Man, you're gonna like older Spider-Man. I was thinking about other heroes, like, okay, Iron Man. Iron Man is cool. I would probably try out his comics at some point. It's just the design that I might have a struggle getting past. But like, it's about like ingenuity. Like his only superpower is intellect, and honestly, I think the core essence of what makes Iron Man, that also might be something that is present across.
I just had a thought.
Yeah.
So you know how they had that movie, Superman versus Batman?
Right.
Do you think Iron Man and Batman would get along?
That's a good question. Well, they're both orphans.
I love how you start with that.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just thinking about how they both have crazy intellect.
Right.
Lot of money.
Yeah.
And then they use that money for good in the sense that they create gadgets and tech to essentially, like, you know, do good. It's not like they're superheroes in the sense that they have powers or anything like that.
I think their resources are what make them superheroes.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, they're not superheroes in the sense of Superman with actual powers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're different than the other superheroes, but very similar to each other.
Right, yeah. I guess the only question I have is, does Iron Man have a strict code against killing?
I don't remember.
I don't know if he does, and I think that would be the difference. But that would make the difference between whether or not they get along.
Does Batman have a strict code?
He does.
Okay.
Like, no killing whatsoever.
Okay.
Other superheroes, they don't necessarily have that code. They just prefer not to.
Yeah.
It would look really bad on Superman's part if he just went around snapping criminals' necks. Because, like,
yeah.
it's like a matter of, like overkill. Like, if it can be helped, if it's just like a normal guy, and, you know, Superman, he's basically like a god on Earth.
Right.
So if he can take out any of these normal villains without killing them, then he's just going to do that. Like, because he's bulletproof, he can fly, he's got super speed.
I mean, it makes sense. Just because you did wrong doesn't necessarily mean you get the death sentence.
Right, and there's always the hope for a lot of superheroes hope that there will be, you know, some chance of redemption for their villains.
Like rehabilitation.
Yeah, rehabilitation.
Yep.
Now, if a villain is immediately going to endanger, like, more people, Superman's probably going to try and kill that guy. Like, okay, I know you haven't seen the animated series of Justice League, but like, there's this guy named Darkseid. He's basically like the DC's version of Thanos. He brings the absolute like violence out of Superman. Like, Superman's like, there's this one line that really went hard. He's like, I'm not going to stop until you are nothing but a greasy smear on my fist.
That's actually surprising to me, because I feel like my interpretation of Batman is more like dark.
Well, yeah, he's dark, but he's also like, he's got that code.
Yeah. Which is interesting.
That's why he only uses his fists and his gadgets and no guns. Never guns.
Have they shown a story where Batman like was faced with an impossible choice of potentially killing somebody?
I think the strongest example of that I have in my head is the way that Batman Beyond opens. Do you know about Batman Beyond?
I don't know.
It's an animated show. It's a follow-up to Batman the Animated Series, and it's set in the future where Bruce Wayne is, he's old. They show that before they get into like the main story of it, because he's got like a someone that like actually takes over for him, and Bruce Wayne is kind of like his Alfred,
Interesting.
sort of, but like less of a butler, more of like a mentor.
Yeah.
But what they show at the start is they show him in his twilight years of being Batman. Like, he's getting old, his joints are creaking. He's got this suit that can help, but it's still getting hard to like physically keep up with the task of being Batman. So they show him enter a warehouse of his new suit. It's a very similar Batman setup. He takes out some guys, but then he suffers it's like a near heart attack or something. Something that makes him like, he's like in danger, and a guy's about to get him, and he ends up picking up the nearby gun and shooting the guy and killing him. And then after he does that, he drops the gun with a shaky hand and says, "Never again." And he drops Batman for good, because he was forced to kill someone. Yeah. So if he couldn't be Batman and not kill people, then there's no point in being Batman for him.
That kind of sucks, though, that it only happened like basically due to old age and slowing down.
Right. Well, that's the only example I have. But I don't. Okay. I think in all other cases, he is pretty much just like never.
Because I feel like there's a lot of other superhero type stories where other superheroes have been faced with really difficult choices, because even if they'd rather not kill, they're like, well, there's literally no other way around it. Like, they think about all of their options, and there's no other option but to kill the person, because otherwise so many more people are gonna die.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that example enough in DC or Marvel. There's probably been something that's happened like that in this thing called Invincible.
Yeah.
It's based on a comic series by Robert Kirkman, the creator of Walking Dead. It's definitely a darker take on superheroes.
Interesting.
But it's like, it doesn't go down this route that a lot of other dark superhero stuff does, where it's like, it's almost cynical. It's still got that hope of superhero stuff. It's just like, there is some dark situations that happen, and there's death. But and as far as DC and Marvel, I don't think I can think of any examples of that happening.
Speaking of that show you're talking about, is that the show where it's the concept of superheroes but they're not all good?
Yeah, there's more of like a morally gray area to it. Okay, I would say, because
I've heard of a show that it's like,
well, Invincible is animated.
Oh,
you might be thinking of The Boys.
Okay.
Yeah, The Boys is cynical. It's dark and cynical.
Okay.
It can be very. I got a friend who's watched it. He says it can be very mean spirited at times.
Okay.
It's got good characters in it, but I'm not sure if I would watch it.
Because isn't it the concept of if just random people, just because it's purely by random,
right?
And so if purely by random people got powers, not everybody is gonna be good, obviously.
Right.
And in the standard superhero, concept, all the superheroes are good, and then like all the villains are obviously villains, and there's a very clear like black and white, right and wrong, who's good and who's bad kind of deal.
Right.
Versus with this show, it's the concept of maybe you'll do something good, but it's for your own gain. Or like, you know, like you choose to use your powers the way you want to. You're not this morally high ground, I'm going to save others kind of person.
Right. Yeah. No, that is definitely The Boys.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Would you ever be interested in seeing it?
I don't know, because I know that the later seasons are kind of meh or garbage. I'd have to ask that friend of mine, like, if any of the seasons are worth watching.
Okay.
Maybe like the first two. But then like they make some interesting decisions. I don't know. I honestly, it might be the kind of thing where you only watch it for this one guy. His name is Homelander. Imagine Superman, but he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's Homelander. He's just a bully.
I'm pretty sure I saw... Wait, this might be a spoiler, so maybe I shouldn't say this. Do you know much about Homelander, or...?
I know that he just kills people.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure there was this one scene where, like, he was giving a speech or something in front of a crowd, and then literally just, like, lasers and...
Well, it was like a in his head kind of deal.
Oh,
it didn't actually happen.
Okay.
He was just like, I would really like to just laser all these people right now.
I would really just like to mass murder.
His weakness is that he wants to maintain a good public image because he's got a huge ego and he likes being liked by all these people. But like, if you're like, you know, if you're caught with him alone and no one's around and you get on his bad side, he can just fucking kill you.
And he could probably, like, make you disappear in the sense that, like, no one would know and find out.
Yeah, he would just make you disappear off the face of the earth. He has punched holes through people.
Ooh.
He has just, like, launched people. He has blown up a plane in a storm just because he was pissed.
So is this show purely cynical and, like, everyone is bad?
No,
or is there, like, a mixed bag?
There's it's a mixed bag. Like, there are guys that are obviously bad. But, yeah, no, there are guys that generally want to do good. I don't know how the story progresses, like, because clearly, like, one of the main antagonists is, you know, this guy that can't really be stopped. Yeah, I don't know much about it in that sense. I don't know. I consider maybe watching the first season.
Yeah, because I've considered watching it too, because I think that concept's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but honestly, I think Invincible's the better version of that.
Interesting, okay.
And Invincible, like, it goes crazy so fast. Like, what I thought was crazy was immediately outdone in the next season, and then the next season after that, it just escalates every season.
Wow.
It just becomes crazier and crazier. And like, this is all based on a comic line that Robert Kirkman has made. He's made his own comic books universe. It's kind of like Marvel. You got these different characters, and they're all doing their own thing. Invincible is only focusing on one of those characters. So it just like makes you wonder, like, okay, well, how could we have other characters come in at some point? But no, it's just like, dude, it's crazy. Like, just the stakes get higher and higher, and just crazier and crazier things happen every season. Okay. And then like my buddy who works like media journalism, he's like, yeah, by the way, things are gonna get even crazier.
Oh wow. Okay, so I guess
we are over an hour, by the way.
Yeah,
roughly.
I'm wrapping this up. I have 2 questions for you. Okay. First of all, I guess if you've already seen Invincible and that's really good, do you think that The Boys would be tainted because you've already seen a better show that's similar? Probably. Okay. I mean, I'd be down to like watch whatever my friend recommends I watch, but ultimately, I don't know. Either I watch a season of The Boys or I watch a compilation of that one character. Okay. Like, honestly, like it just seems too mean-spirited overall. Okay. Sure, there's characters that genuinely want to do good, but there's like, you know, there's like commentary that happens, like social commentary. There's like just disgusting things that happen. Well, there are a few gross things that happen in Invincible too, but it's like, it's different. I don't know how to describe it. It's just different. Okay. And then final question, in the concept of if random people got superpowers, what they would do with them. If you got superpowers, I guess it would depend on the superpowers, but how would you choose to go about that? Would you want to be a stereotypical superhero where you're like saving the world and like in the public eye and doing all of that?
Well, I would definitely not indulge in killing people. Like,
right. But
yeah.
also, do you think you would want that, like, pressure, basically?
I mean, okay, so I guess it does depend on what the superpower is. If it's something that makes certain aspects of life more convenient and I can easily hide it from people, I would probably indulge in using that power. If it's something that isn't necessarily something I can use practically in my day-to-day life, but I could do great good with it, honestly, I'd probably just keep it to myself. I'd be like, I don't need people to know that I have this power and they get like either genetically studied or like indoctrinated into like a military program. Just like leave me alone, and like occasionally, like if like I'm going around and like someone's in trouble, I'll be like, just like look around, just like if it's super strength, just like whoop.
Yeah, like
and
if
then,
it's
like,
easy
walk
to
away.
fix, like if it's easy
Yeah.
to fix and you're just like passing by, you could just be like snap your fingers and it's fixed, but like nobody finds out.
Yeah, just like no one has to know. Just like do this and then just leave, and no one knows the wiser like what happened.
I feel that. Like being honest, because when we were talking about it's morally gray, I don't, just with how people are so complicated, I genuinely, my personal preference is I would not want that like notoriety. Like if, I can indulge in the superpower without other people finding out, I'd probably do that.
Yeah.
Or maybe just like, as long as people keep my secret, let it benefit my friends and family. But
right.
I don't think I would be.
Yeah, I'm not down for being a vigilante.
Yeah. Or not even that. Like Superman, like he's
kind of a vigilante too.
I guess.
He's not really. He doesn't really abide by the law. I mean, he does, but like, he makes decisions outside of the law. Same with Batman.
Yeah, but I guess like if you're thinking about just superheroes and it's not necessarily vigilante, but like going back to Spider-Man, like he has so much. The public eye is on him.
Right, well, because of J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
Won't leave him alone.
Exactly. So it's just kind of like, even if I'm doing good in the world, I don't know if I'd want to like, selfishly, I don't know if I'd want to risk myself over other people and complete strangers.
Right. Yeah, unless a family or friend was in danger, and you could stop that from like, if you could stop them from dying.
Right.
Obviously, yes, go for it. But like, if there's like a bank robbery or something, and it's none of your concern.
Right. Like, I think I would probably weigh the pros and cons, and I'd be like, what would be the consequences of me getting involved in this?
Right.
And if it's not too terrible, like, if nothing is gonna really come of it and I can just help people, fine. But if it's putting me more at risk than it's worth to go help people, I feel like I probably wouldn't. Yeah,
I speaking of superpowers, and we do have to wrap this up soon.
Yeah.
I would probably, I thought about this a lot. I honestly think that the most convenient superpower to have would be, well, actually one of two things. One, teleportation.
I agree with that.
Just like lose the hassle of going anywhere, for paying for plane tickets, for just like make a portal, shove some things through that if you need to, you're done. Take someone with you. illegally cross borders of countries.
No, legit. I was thinking, man, I'd teleport to Paris or some shit.
Yeah. The other one would be time manipulation, like the ability to redo something if you screwed it up,
or
just like a micro Groundhog Day thing.
Yeah, or like pause time if you need more time to do something.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Actually, like if you've got a lot of work and time is a ever marching bitch and you just want it to stop.
Like. Shit, man, in college, the amount of times it would have been so beneficial to just pause time, get as much studying in as I can.
Exactly.
Like, I wonder if you have to be awake, though, to pause time. Because I wonder if you could pause time and sleep and then wake up and have it still be the same time.
It would be ideal if you didn't have to be awake for that.
Yeah.
It would also be great if you didn't age while you were pausing time.
Oh, yes.
Because you would die earlier than everyone else would assume you would if you pause time enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless there's some, like, sort of workaround for that.
Yeah. But, like, if I could have... I guess my thought is, like, if I needed a lot of time to study, I could have paused time and studied that whole time. And I ideally, I guess, let's say I get exhausted and tired, but then I still have, because I pause time, I still have time to sleep for 8 to 10 hours.
Right.
You know, and so I'm not like sacrificing one thing to have something else.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, unless it's, if the superpower convenienced me, sure, I'd use it, but yeah, I wouldn't, I would just, like, keep to myself if it wasn't, like, a immediate useful thing, you know?
There could be minor conveniences, like with Superman, I don't know, you could, like, heat up your coffee with your little laser, just, like, small things like that.
By the way, just so everyone knows, we have seen the new Superman movie. It was great, and I was wondering if I would have time to go into it, but honestly, we're out of time for this episode. But
it's fine. We just kind of talked about superpowers in general, which is fun.
And Spider-Man. But I mean, yeah, it's you guys definitely got to see the Superman movie if you are interested. It's actually like supposed to be the start of something new, like a new cinematic universe for DC. And honestly, like I know what they have planned, and I mean, I guess I won't go into it now, maybe between episodes, but I'm honestly excited. I think DC might actually, if there was ever a chance for the DC to have something as big as Marvel has had with its movies, this is it.
Okay.
If they screw this up, there's no other chance.
Yeah.
Like, this is their last shot at something great. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys should go check that out. And hey, you know, let's add a bit of interactability here to the episode. Comment below what your favorite superpower would be, or to have would be, and why. You may just straight up agree with what we said, because I feel like we have really thought out answers. But honestly, you know, if you got another idea or the same, just let us know what your thoughts are. And, or like, I don't know, you could say anything really, just superheroes are really favorite superhero. I don't know, say something.
Yeah, talk about if you would want to morally, like, use your powers or not. I don't know.
Right, yeah. Somebody was like, I would be Homelander. And I'm like, okay, buddy. All right, well, hey, that's the end of this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like on this episode, you know, if you want to show your support. I hope you do. You better.
You better.
And you can check out more episodes of Podblivion in the linked playlist. What else? Oh yeah, you can check out Cassie's first debut to the channel, Is Night in the Woods. It's a Let's Play. It's not finished yet. I'm planning on getting back to it soon. But yeah, you can go check that out. And yeah, we're going to see you guys in the next episode, whether that's next week or the week after. All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Until next time.
Bye. I said bye too early. Oops.
Well. Oh, that sword's kind of interesting. Just because Link's looking at it, he's like, whoa.
Side eye.
Whoa.